The last 2 years, we've been spending a lot of time in isolation, and the loneliness and stress during this time are both very detrimental to the body's natural defenses. Now that we're all starting to get back together again, it's important to make sure that your immune system is in tip-top shape. And in 10 seconds, I'm going to give you my top 10 tips on how to do this. Hi, I'm Sage. It's great to be here with you. I'm here to be your source of cutting-edge wellness information to help you become happier and healthier. Please support us by clicking the subscribe button and ringing the notification bell. It only takes a second and it does so much to support our tiny family business. As you may know, I'm deeply passionate about helping you, not just with educational information, but also with some amazing products that I've developed for our company. You can find a link in the description to the world's healthiest gourmet chocolates, delicious elixir blends, and the purest, most potent adaptogens, including some of the ones that we're going to talk about in today's video, like astragalus and cordyceps and reishi mushroom. So let's talk about the top 10 ways to support your body's natural defenses. Now, we're going to talk briefly about each of these, but we've made videos that go much more in depth about each of these individual topics. So if you hear one of these that you want to go more down the rabbit hole on, we'll put links in the description to videos that go in depth on each of these. So my first and favorite tip here is taking some of the most powerful herbs to support your immune system. So some of my favorites here are going to be reishi mushroom, astragalus, cordyceps, chaga mushroom, agaricus, turkey tail, elderberry. And the way most of these are working is that they have these long chain beta-glucan polysaccharides. And these are basically long chain sugars. They don't taste sweet. They don't affect your blood sugar. They're actually bitter in flavor, but they come into your body and they get chopped up into smaller pieces by your white blood cells, attached to your white blood cells, and basically teach them how to do their job better. It's like an operating system upgrade for your immune system. And so that is the first way that I would want to start. And so you could look as an idea for a treat in that direction at our immunity chocolate, where we have reishi, we have cordyceps. We don't have cordyceps in there. No, sorry. We have reishi, chaga, agaricus, and turkey tail mushroom in there. Cordyceps we have in a couple of our other chocolates. And then tip number 2 is going to be improve your glutathione levels. Glutathione is called by many the master antioxidant, and it plays a major role in the functioning of your immune system. Now there's 2 ways to go about this, and you should probably do both of them. We've done a whole video about this, which we'll link to, that talks about how you can, through certain foods in your diet, you can optimize your body's own natural endogenous production of glutathione. But because we live in such a challenging, wild, modern world, you may also want to take a step further and supplement with glutathione. Now, you can't take this just as a normal pill because glutathione is very easily destroyed by digestion. And so there's no point in spending a bunch of money on these glutathione tablets when you're just going to take them, it's going to get destroyed, and it's going to do nothing for you. So if you're supplementing with glutathione, it really has to be in what's called liposomal form. That's very quickly absorbed into the bloodstream and is actually proven to increase your glutathione levels throughout the body. Tip number 3 is stress minimization. And so stress, we've all had an extraordinary amount of stress, especially in the past couple of years, but you want to take whatever tools work for you to minimize your stress. Maybe it's spending more time in nature, maybe it's exercising more, maybe it's spending time in a sauna, maybe it's taking adaptogenic herbs like reishi mushroom and holy basil and ashwagandha to help modulate your stress response. Maybe it comes in the form of taking a supplement like magnesium L-threonate or a probiotic. Certain probiotic strains actually help to benefit your immune system, but they also help to benefit your stress response via the vagus nerve that connects the gut to the brain. So there's so many ways to do this. There's breath work, there's yoga, and you don't necessarily have to feel overwhelmed that you need to do all of those, but doing one is better than doing none, and doing 2 is better than doing 1. So you figure out what you can sustainably build into your life in terms of building your resilience to stress, because it doesn't appear that the sources of stress in our lives are becoming less or going away. It hasn't gotten any better over the last 10 or 20 years, right? Things just keep getting more intense. We get more busy, we get more stressed. So we better work on building our resilience. Then the next step from there, tip number 4, is optimizing your sleep. When you are short of sleep, your immune system function absolutely plummets. You really want to focus on getting between 7 and 9 hours of very high quality sleep a night, with about 25% of that time being spent in REM sleep and about 25% of that time being spent in deep sleep optimally. Because if you're just having a lot of light sleep and you're having a lot of awakenings and rolling around a lot during the night, it's not so great. There's a difference between sleeping a long time and sleeping for a really good time, let's say, having a very high quality sleep versus just the quantity. And next one is going to be getting vitamin D. Now, again, like we talked about with glutathione, multiple ways to do this. You can get some vitamin D2 from certain food sources. Like if you've looked on the nutrition facts of our elixir blends, you've seen there's some vitamin D2 in there that's actually coming from the tremella mushroom. But you're not going to convert so much of that to functional vitamin D in terms of what your body is using. So I wouldn't rely on food sources from vitamin D2 entirely. Then you can take it as a supplement. This is vitamin D3, fantastic. You also want to do vitamin K2 with it if you're doing that, because having a lot of vitamin D3 coming in is going to increase your calcium uptake, and you can actually end up with too much calcium in your system, and then it can end up going to places that you don't want it, like your arteries. But if you're taking vitamin K2 with it and optimizing your K2 levels, that directs this calcium to go to places where you do want it, like your bones. But the ultimate way of getting vitamin D is the old-fashioned way. It's the sun. So as we're coming into late spring, coming into summertime here in the Northern Hemisphere, great time, because you can get out in the middle of the day and make a huge amount of vitamin D in a very short amount of time. I know if I go out now wearing just shorts, I can make about 100 IUs per minute. So that means if I'm out there for 30 minutes, I've made 3,000 IUs. Usually I would supplement personally about 5,000 a day, so it's not quite at that level. But there is some research indicating that vitamin D made through your body's own natural systems is indeed more efficacious than what you might be taking orally. So it may be even better to do 3,000 by making it in the sun rather than 5,000 taken supplementally. And as we get further and further into the summer, the amount that I'm making per minute is going to go up and up and up. So as we get into May, into June, I love that time of year, because I just love seeing the numbers that I can make. And you may be wondering, oh, how can you tell exactly how much you're making? You download an app, it's called a D-Minder, and you open it up and it can tell automatically from your phone where you are in the world, and you tell it what percentage of skin is exposed. You say, I'm 40% exposed, 50% exposed, 80% exposed, whatever it may be in the case of your body, and it knows what time of day it is and where you're in the world, so it can tell where exactly the sun is, the angle of the sun, and you say, okay, I'm going out in the sun now, and it starts counting up. It shows you how much you're making per minute, and it shows you your total that you're making that day. And it's a very fun game to play while you're getting healthier. It's really fantastic. Next step for optimizing your immune system is going to be the sauna. The sauna is very powerful. It's stimulating effectively a fever in your body. Why does your body go into a fever when you're sick? Because it's trying to raise the temperature to a point where you can still survive, but whatever pathogens are in your body are not able to survive. You also are building heat shock proteins and activating elements of your immune system here in terms of natural killer cells and things of that nature that are going to have your protection ready to go. Then we go from the heat of the sauna to the Wim Hof Method. Now, we're not so much focused on the cold aspect of the Wim Hof Method, but more on the breathing aspects of the Wim Hof Method that have been shown in research to be incredibly powerful at upgrading the functioning of your immune system. Next, in terms of supplements, we're going to think about liposomal vitamin C and also taking zinc, two minerals that are very consistently associated with a healthily functioning immune system. We did a video just recently about liposomal vitamin C and how it is indeed superior than a regular vitamin C supplement. And there's also, of course, many forms of zinc out there. And we have other videos talking about that, so you can find the best form of zinc for you. Zinc, not only great for the immune system, also great for the endocrine system, and so much more. Then you want to have a clean, anti-inflammatory diet, mimicking what your ancestors would have eaten, minimizing grains, and definitely minimizing sugar. Having a horrible junk food diet with tons of sugar it's just going to run you down. Your energy is going to be low. Your immune system is going to be struggling. You're not giving your body the ingredients and the fuel that it needs to function optimally. And to connect from that, we're going to go right into our last tip, number 10, don't overeat. This might seem simple. It might seem like it's not directly connected to immunity. It is connected more than you can imagine. When you have overeaten during a meal, your immune system function absolutely plummets. And so you leave yourself very, very vulnerable. So better to just stop eating when you're 80% full, because as my mom would explain it to me as a kid, you stop when you're 80% full because there's other food that you've eaten that's still on your way to your stomach and it hasn't informed you that it's arrived and that it's actually full yet. So better to stop when you're 80% full. And many areas of your health will thank you for that, but especially your immune system. So if one of these tips is new or particularly interesting to you, please let me know in the comments. It's always great to get the feedback and hear what's new to you. And if there's something you think I missed that is a great tool that you think people should know about for optimizing immune health, please also put that down in the comments. It'll be great for me to see, it'll be fun to see, and also somebody else might stumble upon that and that could be super helpful to them. Now, before you go, over here is a video that I think you'd really enjoy watching. And over on this side, we've got a video that YouTube thinks you'd enjoy watching. Have an amazing day, guys, and look forward to seeing you all again next time.